Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Story number 46, and the title of the story is Prophet Musa with Khidir. Prophet Musa alayhi salam with Khidir rahmatullahi alayhi. Musa alayhi salam was a messenger of Allah. But Khidir rahmatullahi alayhi, he wasn't a messenger. But Allah gave him knowledge, certain knowledge about certain unseen things. Things that happen now, what is the outcome going to be in future of the things that has happened now? We do not know. But Allah gave Khidir rahmatullahi that knowledge about certain things that is happening now, and people don't understand why it had happened. Was it a good thing to happen or bad thing to happen? And what is going to be the future outcome of these things, good or bad? This kind of unseen knowledge Allah gave him. So Allah asked Musa alayhi salam to go to him, to find him, and to learn some of the things from him, so that these things will be a lesson for mankind about unseen things. And also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put this story into Holy Quran so that until doomsday people can also learn from it. The teaching of Musa alayhi salam, the teaching of Ibrahim alayhi salam, the teaching of Isa alayhi salam, the teaching of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, all same. And that's why you will find in Holy Quran Allah has mentioned the stories of all prophets, because there is a similarity. At the end of the day, the target is one, worshipping one Allah. So Allah asked Musa alayhi salam to go and find out his special servant Khidir rahmatullahi alayhi. Allah asked Musa that you go, and with you take a dead fish. So he took a dead fish and took a company. And Allah said that whenever you will reach and where you will see the dead fish has come to life, and the dead fish will jump into the sea, you will find my special servant near that place. So Musa alayhi salam and his companion, they started walking along the seashore, walking. After long walking, they felt tired. So Musa alayhi salam said, let us have rest beside this stone. So they had rest, and because Musa alayhi salam was so tired, he went to sleep. And his company, he was not sleeping, but he saw the strange thing happen. He saw the fish came to life and then jumped into the water, into the sea. Also he noticed the strange thing, that as fish went inside the water, deep inside, his pathway was a hole like a tunnel. The water did not close, it remained like a tunnel. He's supposed to tell Musa alayhi salam what happened. But he didn't want to disturb Musa's sleep, so he thought that he would tell him later. When Musa alayhi salam woke up, then this person he forgot. He didn't say, he could not say. So they started walking again until they got very hungry. So Musa alayhi salam said, let us eat. Then he remembered. He said, oh Musa alayhi salam, I forgot to tell you. Actually, the fish came to life and then jumped into the sea. Musa alayhi salam said, that is the place we have been looking for. So let us go back. So they followed their footprint and they came back to the stone. There they found Khidir rahmatullah alayhi. Musa alayhi salam greeted him, Assalamu alaikum, peace be on you. Then he answered, Wa alaikum assalam, peace be on you too. Who are you? Who is this? Then Musa said, I am Musa alayhi salam. Then Khidir said, oh, you are the messenger of Allah, that Musa? He said, yes. Why have you come? It is a long story, so let us start from there. I'll not make that long. I'll just try to cover the most important part of it. So, we will start from the answer Musa alayhi salam gave to him when he was questioned, why have you come? So we start from chapter 18, verse 66. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. قال له موسى, Musa said to him, هل أتبعك على أن تعلمني مما علمت رشدا. May I follow you with the intention that you can teach me some of the knowledge that you have been taught by Allah. But he said, قال إنك لن تستطيع معي صبرا. O Musa, you cannot have patience with me. وكيف تصبر على ما لم تحط به خبرا. And how can you have patience about the things that your understanding is not complete? The things I know and Allah has taught me. O Musa, Allah has not taught you. So I am afraid maybe you cannot have your patience. But Musa alayhi salam went there to learn. He wanted to follow him. So he said to Khidir rahmatullah alayhi, قال ستجدني إن شاء الله صابرا ولا أعصي لك أمرا. Inshallah, he said, Inshallah, if Allah wills, you will find me very, very patient. You will find me patient, and I will not disobey you even a little. So take me with you. I want to follow you. Khidir rahmatullah said, if you want to follow me, then I have to give you a condition. If you follow my condition, then I will take you with me. He said, قال فإن اتبعتني فلا تسألني عن شيئا حتى أحدث لك منه ذكرا قال فإن اتبعتني فلا تسألني عن شيء حتى أحدث لك منه ذكرا. The condition is that you cannot ask me any question. Only you cannot ask me any question about anything until I myself speak to you about it. Deal was done. They both agreed, and then Allah said, فَانْطَلَقَا. Then they proceeded together. فَانْطَلَقَا حَتَّى إِذَا رَكِبَا فِي السَّفِينَةِ خَرَقَهَا قال أخرقتها لتغرق أهلها لقد جئت شيئا إمرا. They both proceeded until they boarded into a ship, not a ship, a boat. Until they boarded on a boat in the sea. They boarded on a boat, and then at one stage, Khidir rahmatullahi alayhi, he made a hole on the boat. He damaged it. And then Musa alayhi salam, he said that, have you damaged it in order to drown all the passengers in it? You have done a very strange thing. Khidir rahmatullahi alayhi reminded him. He reminded him, قال ألم أقل إنك لن تستطيع معي صبرا. Oh Musa, didn't I tell you earlier that you will not be able to have patience with me? Musa alayhi salam, he felt embarrassed. Yes, he promised that he would try to be patient. So Musa alayhi salam, in a way, politely he apologized. He said, قال ألم أقل إنك لن. He said, قال لا تؤاخذني بما نسيت ولا ترهقني من أمري عسرا. He said, don't be angry with me for forgetting this. And for my action, don't place any difficulties on me. So, again, they both proceeded. فانطلقا حتى إذا لقيا غلاما فقتله. They proceeded until they found a boy, and Khidir rahmatullahi alayhi killed him. قال أقتلت نفسا زكية بغير نفس لقد جئت شيئا نكرا. Musa alayhi salam protested. Musa alayhi salam said that, have you killed an innocent person who has not killed anyone? You have done a very wicked thing. For his comment again, Khidir rahmatullahi alayhi is reminding him, قال ألم أقل لك إنك لن تستطيع معي صبرا. Didn't I tell you that you cannot have patience with me? Again, Musa alayhi salam felt embarrassed, and he said, قال إن سألتك عن شيء بعدها فلا تصاحبني. If I ever ask one more question, then you will not keep me with you. قد بلغت من لدني عذرا. Then you would have received a full excuse from my side. You can get rid of me. Then they proceeded again. فانطلقا حتى إذا أتيا أهل قرية استطعما أهلها فأبوا أن يضيفوهما. Then they proceeded further until they came to a town. And they asked the people for food. فَأَبَوْا أَن يُضَيِّفُوهُمَا. But the people in the town, in the township, they refused to take them as a guest. Very strange people. Very strange people. They refused to feed the hungry guest. فوجد فيها جدارا يريد أن ينقض فأقام. And there they found a wall. A wall was about to collapse, about to break. And Khidir rahmatullahi alayhi, he helped to straighten the wall, to put the wall into the right place. Musa alayhi salam also made a comment on this. Musa alayhi salam said, قال لو شئت لاتخذت عليه أجرا. If you wanted, surely you could have asked for some repayment, wages for it. You are working free, but you had every right to ask for some money or some food as a repayment for fixing the wall. Now, Khidir rahmatullahi alayhi, he said to Musa alayhi salam, قال هذا فراق بيني وبينك. This is the time of separation. This is the separation at this point between you and me. Oh Musa, you promised one more question, then you will be out. So this is the time you to be out. But سأنبئك بتأويل ما لم تستطع عليه صبرا. But I will give, before you go, I'll give you the news, the information for which you could not have patience. The three things happened, and in the three things you protested because it didn't make sense to you. It didn't make sense to you because Allah did not give you the knowledge for the outcome of certain things that happens now. Because this knowledge is unseen knowledge, ghaib knowledge, and Allah knows. Because Allah has given me some of it, now I am going to explain to you that why I had to do those things and what was the reason behind it. The reasons were good reasons. So he starts. أما السفينة فكانت لمساكين. about the boat. The boat was owned by masakin, the poor guys. يَعْمَلُونَ فِي الْبَحْرِ, and they were using that boat in the sea so they could earn some money. They are from poor family, and the earning of the boat was helping to their food and drinks and basic needs. So the boat was very important for them. This part, it is sure that you did not like that the boat to be damaged. But I had to do it because of the greater reasons. What was the reasons? فَأَرَدْتُ أَنْ أَعِيبَهَا, I wanted to damage it. I wanted to do some damage in it because there was a reason. وَكَانَ وَرَاءَهُمْ مَلِكٌ يَأْخُذُ كُلَّ سَفِينَةٍ غَصْبًا, because behind them the king of that area, he was coming with his people to seize all the nice good boats by force. So I wanted to give them a favor. So I made a small hole that was fixable. They could fix it later. But the king would come, his people would come, and when they would find that his boat has damage, then they would not take his boat. And as a result, these poor guys, their boat will stay with them, and they could fix it, and they could continuously earn money from it, and that money will help them to look after themselves and their family. So Allah gave me that unseen knowledge to see what was going to happen, and considering the future happening, I had to do a little thing for a greater good. So that is the explanation about why he had to put a damage in the boat. Now come about the boy. وَأَمَّا الْغُلَامِ, and about the boy. فَكَانَ أَبَوَاهُ مُؤْمِنَيْنِ, and this boy's parents, he was a little boy, his boy's parents, they were believers. فَخَشِينَا أَن يُرْهِقَهُمَا طُغْيَانًا وَكُفْرًا, and we feared that this boy, he will inflict the suffering, he will inflict suffering on the parents with his exceeding limit and his disbelief. So this boy would be suffering his parents and will badly influence his parents to be misguided. But because Allah wanted to save these believers' parents from misguidance and from suffering, so for the greater good, Allah decided to remove him. So because he is young, and it will be for his next life, it will be better for him, and also for the next life, for his parents will be also better. فَأَرَدْنَا أَن يُبْدِلَهُمَا رَبُّهُمَا خَيْرًا مِّنْهُ زَكَاةً وَأَقْرَبَ رُحْمًا. So we wanted that their Lord would give them in exchange a son, another son, with more purity of actions and closer to them in his affection. Now about the jidar, the wall. وَأَمَّا الْجِدَارِ, and about the wall. فَكَانَ لِغُلَامٍ وَأَمَّا الْجِدَارُ فَكَانَ لِغُلَامَيْنِ يَتِيمَيْنِ فِي الْمَدِينَةِ. There was two boys, orphan boys in the city. وَكَانَ تَحْتَهُ كَنْزٌ لَهُمَا, and under this wall there was hidden treasure for those two boys, two orphan boys. وَكَانَ أَبُوهُمَا صَالِحًا, and their father was a very righteous man. So he passed away and he left some treasure for these boys, for these orphan boys. فَأَرَادَ رَبُّكَ أَنْ يَبْلُغَا أَشُدَّهُمَا. So your Lord Allah wanted them to be grown up. وَيَسْتَخْرِجَا كَنْزَهُمَا, and for them to take out the treasure for themselves when they become mature. رَحْمَةً مِّن رَبِّكَ, as a mercy from your Lord. So that's why I was putting the wall in the right place. So the treasure will not be exposed. Other people will not take it away, and it will stay there until these orphan boys become matured, because their father was a righteous man. They prayed for them to Allah. Allah accepted that prayer, so Allah will allow them to have their treasure when they are matured. So to keep that treasure in safe, I was putting the wall. And that was not because I wanted to do. It was وَمَا فَعَلْتُهُ عَنْ أَمْرِي وَمَا فَعَلْتُهُ عَنْ أَمْرِي, and I did not do it of my own accord. I did it because of the command of Allah. ذَلِكَ تَأْوِيلُ مَا لَمْ تَسْطِعْ عَلَيْهِ صَبْرًا, and this is the meaning of the things on which you could not have patience. So this is the brief story of Prophet Musa alayhi salam and Khidir rahmatullah alayhi. And what do we learn from it? As a believer, what do we learn from it? We learn from it that we have seen three cases. One was damaged boot, and second one was he killed a boy, and the third one was he was straightening a wall. And in three cases, one thing we have noticed, that with our normal look, it was a bad thing. But when Khidir rahmatullah alayhi, when he explained its future and its good outcome, then we realize that it was done for the greater good. From this we have to learn as a believers that whatever happens to us happens for a good reason. Even though we do not see, we do not know, but Allah knows the future. So we have to believe that there is something good in that, insha'Allah. Insha'Allah, there is some khair in it. Inshallah, there is some good in it. Doesn't matter what happened. There is something good in it. Now let us look at some examples. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam was thrown into the fire. If you only look at his case that he was thrown into the fire, it looks bad. But if you look at afterwards, that Allah wanted to show a miracle that the fire was not the God, but Allah was the God. That's why Allah said to the fire, don't burn him, and fire listened to him. And nothing happened to Ibrahim alayhi salam. After 40 days, he came out without being burnt. The timbers around him was burning, but not him. If we knew the afterwards, then we would see the picture differently. And from that, it is very clear that whatever happens to our life, Allah does not actually desert us. Things happen in our life for a good reason. We do not see, but we have to believe in it. We have to strongly believe that whatever happens in my life, accident, losing money, losing something, some grief, some anxiety, some trouble, doesn't matter what happens in our life. We should believe that there is something good in it. Even though we don't see, we don't understand, but we have to believe. Lesson number 1. Lesson number 2, we should not think negative. When people think negative, then they become depressed. They become suicidal. They lose their motivation. They don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. And that is the downfall begins for them. We should not do this. From this story we learn that whatever happens, we have to think positive and we have to move on. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us into the right direction. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.